week. He was off doing thiefy stuff with the Thieves
But
Guild.
should I know what happened last week?
Well,
Yeah.
We would probably
He
tell
knows that
you.
Harvey
because
did a
God
small
damn.
genocide.
A small genocide. Yeah.
No.
Way to undersell yourself, Harvey.
they call it a mini-side.
I mean, you guys didn't do anything stupid like make a deal with pixies or fairies or anything like that, right?
Oh, never. never. They call me the food bringer.
Well, as a matter of fact.
He knows.
He knows.
You must have watched it.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. So,
Oh, yeah, we do
Well,
have a good for
I
you.
watched Disney's Jungle Cruise, and I figure that that's pretty similar, so
shut the fuck you.
had to get one in.
I know.
We found the Black Lotus. We took one. We found a violet that has magical properties. We took one to take to the apothecary to sell. I mean, bulked up for the journey. We went in. Weird fairy hole. We find fairies. We give them food in exchange for flowers, and we're back home. And I gotta give the flower to the druids.
And
So,
we
yeah.
have a gift for you.
We do. Yeah. What is it? It's the bastard sword.
All right, so I'm actually going to move everybody back. So you are going to be in the tiny house.
Tiny house.
Tiny home.
Tiny home with
Yay.
big, with small doors.
A very big house, just tiny doors.
Gonna go back to dancing in front of the fire.
Right, so we'll move everybody out.
Oh, there is one thing I forgot.
Owls! What's up? Sorry, what'd you forget?
Owls.
What'd you forget, Sam?
We killed an orc in battle
Yeah.
for his honor.
No, we did.
We did?
Harvey did it.
Like a group of us did it?
No.
Okay,
together?
no, Harvey did. Harvey did. I was trying to. I don't know if he still felt bad about it or what.
That's
But-
fascinating. All I did was have to hunt down Lord Slate Raver the Fourth.
man.
Hey, what now?
He watched enough.
You watched it up. That's canon now, you realize that.
Canon. Oh, I'm fully aware.
That is now canon. So
You
he
leave
had
me a week alone.
What
I
a cool
make
day.
up.
Lord
Okay, so
Slate
us-
Raver the Fourth. He had to hunt him
Yeah.
down.
Was hunting down.
Lord Slate Raver the Fourth.
For the Fourth.
The orc had a bastard sword though for you.
Sorry,
Oh,
hold on.
I'm trying to pull up the chart so I can see what that actually does.
Oh, that's the one thing I didn't do.
That gives you
If you depends on whether or not you're using it one or two-handed,
This is true.
because it is called a hand-and-a-half sword. And by the way, I just wanted to let Jack and Razul know I fixed your
We saw. Or I saw.
your spells. And
Yay.
one other thing, if you have the first aid skill,
Yes.
Yes.
you might want to make that. You might want to go into your abilities and click that and put that as a macro,
Okay.
because I put the healing for that on a macro. So you'll roll your skill through the page, through your character sheet, and then you can roll the healing. There you go.
I thought that was just a subtle way of you saying you're going to need it.
No. So then if you go to your abilities, if you make that a macro across the bottom of your screen, then you can just click that, and what it'll do is it'll roll the healing that you do.
Okay. Hang on.
Oh.
Wait. What am I? I had this before. How the hell do I do?
Huh. Well.
Okay, so
So
you go where you click your character sheet. Instead, you go to attributes and abilities. On first aid, click the show in macro bar.
Oh, there we go. I was like, I've done this before.
Yeah.
There. So now if I click it,
Yes.
first aid skill percentage, number, 38. Dog, I have nothing for you. I'm sorry. I know you're hungry.
Okay.
I can't help you.
Okay, there we go.
Submit. Yay!
Hey!
All right, so that way you won't have to roll each time, and it'll depend on your skill. When your skill goes up, it won't matter because you're going to be inputting it anyway.
Okay.
Right.
I see.
Yay! Dave did stuff this week. Good stuff.
Right?
Yay!
Bow, 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 bow.
Ba, ba,
I'm
ba,
just happy my
ba.
skills all or my magic all works now.
Try
That was
test
weird
it.
last week.
Test it.
Okay.
You
Hang
can
on,
test
hang
it.
on. Full power. Let's do.
You tried to do the
Hearten.
spell.
You have attempted to use a roll command. Oh wait, I'm not on my guide.
You didn't choose your guy.
I
You
forgot what
gotta
you
get your guy.
All right, Hearten. Level.
Whatever
Choose
level, doesn't
level.
matter.
Yay! Level 4. Boom.
Yay! Look at that. Holy shit. Wah, 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 wah. Go, Dave.
40 AP.
Go, Dave.
Holy shit!
I know one thing I need to do. I need to get
That
rid of
costs a
this
lot
fucking
of MP, but man, good luck getting through that.
Moved.
Yeah. So that also adds 10 to your DP. That's what I should do. Is I should also add the DP on there.
Hmm.
Oh well, I gotta write that one down. All right. So anyway, you guys are all back in town. Before you guys go anywhere, you come back to your house so you could change and get cleaned up because you've all been on the road. You're dirty. Blah blah blah. That's when you run into Bus. He's there. He just got there himself. And you talk about your adventures. He doesn't say very much, except for he does say he had to go look for that dude. He didn't say why. That's confidential unless he wants to tell you.
No, if I told you, I'd have to attempt to kill you.
Attempt being the key word.
The keyest of words, as a matter of fact. Try me, son.
You gave me a sword. You're fine.
All right, so they present you with a sword. They say, here's a sword. You go, hey, look, a sword. Now what are you guys going to do?
I have to go see the druids.
So Kieran goes wandering off. She goes, I got to go see the druids. You're going to go by yourself. You can take anybody with you.
Don't I have to go by myself?
You don't have to, but you'll probably be escorted into the grove by yourself while they keep anybody else outside waiting.
Well, then I'll just go by myself.
Okay, so you go by yourself. What are the rest of you guys going to be doing?
Can I have that flower, the deep violet flower,
Right, yeah.
before you
And I'll-
leave? So I can
I'll
go-
give that to him.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go. You give Wada the deep purple, the deep violet flower, and he is going to go. I take it to the apothecary, to the collegium. Where are you going?
Nope. Collegium. I'm gonna go to the academy.
Going to go to the collegium. Okay. Bones and Harvey and Bus. What are you guys going to be doing? You going to
it's
trail
gonna be an
along?
old-fashioned mess around.
An old-fashioned mess around?
Yeah. Gonna go out in
Are we
the
gonna
town.
do an? Are
looking
we gonna
for
do another
adventure.
girls just want to have fun montage?
Hell yeah.
Bus would leave some notes on his newly acquired journal in
Okay.
his room for a little bit. I'm
Oh,
assuming again. I'm making.
Read.
I don't want to immediately build every bit of canon for this particular thing, but I'm assuming I probably needed to check back in with the Spy Masters Guild.
You have not yet, so that's what you might want to do.
That's what I would do then.
Okay, so the only person that's left then is going to be Jack. What are you going to be doing?
Maybe I'll check in with the church. Help with anything.
Okay, so you're going to check in with the church. So I'm going to do this in order. Kieran, and by
Yes.
order I mean the Bones. I'm going to get to you last. Kieran,
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
you head out to the Druid Grove and you're greeted there, and they say, "So, how'd it go?"
It went well. I have the Black Lotus that you were asking for.
Great. He takes it and he tosses it into a corner, and then says, "So, how did you deal with the Guardians?"
We fed them. We gave the fairies food.
I'm actually gonna to roll this real quick here.
Oh God.
So one eyebrow goes up and he goes, "You fed them? Is that
Yeah.
all?"
Yeah, pretty much.
Huh.
We
You
went
should've-
in. Our priest, he cast feast for us, and a table came up with all of this food, and the fairies kind of swarmed it. It was totally accidental, but we set a fairy trap, I guess, and it worked. And we got them to talk to us and give us the lotus in exchange for more food.
That is a very inventive way of doing things. We commend you. Your mission wasn't to get the Black Lotus. Your mission was to see how you dealt with the fairies.
Well, I might have made one a little mad. I accidentally took out their table. I put
Well,
it back.
the fact that you were able to deal with them at all and non-violently is very, very commendable. So, thank you. And he tosses you a pouch
Okay.
and says, "If we need of you again, we'll contact you." And then he turns around and he mutters something under his breath, and it's a spell that you don't recognize. And suddenly, you can't hear anything that they are saying. Him and another guy start to talk, and you can't hear a thing that they're saying.
Oh. Huh.
And they walk out the
That's
door.
interesting.
And you're just kind of
Okay.
standing there all dumbfounded.
Huh?
Like, what the fuck just
Okay,
happened?
So.
In the pouch, what's in the pouch?
Okay. Yeah. What's in the pouch?
So you look in the pouch, and it is a vial of dark, you can't tell if it's really dark purple or if it's black liquid.
Huh. Okay. I need to figure out what this is. I don't know what this is.
Drink it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna drink it.
Drink
Well,
it,
I mean,
drink
okay,
it,
it was a
drink it,
reward.
Drink it.
I feel like no, this is bad peer pressure.
We're not here. We're not here.
I know.
The voices in your head are very insistent.
Does it have a little label on it? Drink me.
It does not have a label at all.
Dip the pinky in it.
And you gotta drink this thing.
No, dip the pinky.
Sam,
That neither. What?
Don't
Yeah.
drink.
none of them are there.
I
None of
know.
us are there. Do what you want to do.
I'm. What Kieran would probably do. She has this vial. She has this liquid. She has no idea what it is, but she knows that Razul has access to the collegium. Somebody there might be able to identify it, or I could also go to the I want to call it the potions shop. It's like the Pharmacon, whatever.
The alchemist.
Omnipharmacon.
Omnipharmacon.
Thank you. Wow, look at you.
Okay, so Sam,
Yes.
make an insight roll.
Okay, and that's just the.
Just
INS.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, Sammy's back.
How much luck would I have to use?
4.
Fuck it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
Wow, I'm really shocked you're doing that, but you could just ask them.
What?
I'm saying fuck you, and I'm not even there.
Right.
You could just ask them. Well, it was a bit of insight, and it's.
I had to mute myself. I was laughing so hard. You asked? God damn it! Why didn't I just think of that?
I don't
Fuck.
know.
What?
You just
Hey.
get the common sense toll.
Hey, druids! What is this?
So they turn around and they look at you, and you go, "What is this?" And he like hits his forehead with the heel of his hand, and he says something to you, but you don't fucking hear it.
Right, because you're deaf.
No, because he
He's
silenced
he's
themselves,
silent.
I can't hear you.
and
You're not making
he-
noise.
and the other guy just looks down with a grin on his face and shakes his head, and the first guy rolls his eyes and says something that you can't hear, and he says,
Oh, dear God.
many apologies, many apologies. That is a tincture of druidism."
Huh?
Ugh.
That sounds like a horrible disease. Don't drink it. I don't want to have to cure it.
Tincture of druidism.
I've come down with druidism.
I've come down with druidism.
That's funny. She doesn't look Jewish to me.
So when you drink this for 1 hour, your druid spells will be D4 levels higher.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus.
thank you very much. I'm going to bow out now and head home.
And you also realize with your insight that this is what's probably made out of the Black Lotus.
Yeah, that I kind of figured,
Yeah.
but I still didn't know what it was.
Right.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna thank you very much, and I'm gonna go home.
All right, so you turn around and you leave. So we're going to go to Razul.
Hello.
Razul, you go to the Collegium.
Mm-hmm.
You meet the two ladies at the front. Actually, they're two gentlemen. It's the Collegium. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
What can I do for you today?
I would like to talk to. Hey, there's droids that work at the Collegium. I want to talk to a druid.
You'd probably have to go to the Druid Circle for that.
There wouldn't be people in the Collegium for that. There's people in the Collegium for everything.
Well, that's not a Collegium thing. The Collegium
Okay.
is
I just
demonologists,
wanna-
necromancers,
who do I need to
sorcerers.
talk to sell this thing? And
There's probably somebody that's into alchemy.
Okay.
We do have alchemists.
Cool. Let me talk to him.
Awesome. So it takes about 15, 20 minutes to grab somebody, and you're led into the office. In the office you're led into, there's beakers and Bunsen burners and flower pots everywhere, and it's very, very dirty and very, very cramped. But there's a guy moving around it. He's actually a dwarf, and he's moving around the place like no energy is expended that's not necessary for what he's doing. And he's dirty, he's unkempt, he's got like straw in his hair.
Mafi.
And he looks at you and he goes, sorry, yeah, what can I do for you?
I just got back from a adventure with my friend, and we found this flower that we were told would be very useful to alchemists and stuff.
Well, let me see it.
Hand it.
He looks at it and he goes, He turns around and he puts it on his work table and he kind of flattens it out a little bit, takes an eyedropper, puts it into a beaker, pulls it up, puts one drop on it, and there's a little wisp of smoke that comes up. And he goes, He takes one of the petals, he takes the petal off, and he sticks it into another beaker, puts it over a Bunsen burner for a little bit, throws a couple of little bits of powder in it, whirls it around, crushes it up in a mortar and pestle. He's just doing all sorts of little experiments with it, and he goes, "Oh, B, I haven't seen one of these in years." Yeah, so how much you want for it?
What's it worth?
Okay, so give you a silver for it.
A silver, you say? I'll take it.
There.
All right. So he reaches over and grabs this thing and he writes something down and he hands it to you. He says, "Take this to the front desk."
All right, thank you. One thing. What are they used for?
Oh, they're used in different potions. They can do different things. Mostly. All right. So mostly it's used for necromancy stuff.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, we get more of those when we go back.
Indeed, I am definitely gonna go get more and bring them back to you since I am a necromancer.
You are, huh?
Yeah.
I'm surprised that you didn't know what this did then. But that's okay. Not everybody knows plants.
Definitely not me, sir.
Right. Okay. So take that up front. They'll give you your cash, and yeah. Thanks. If you get more, I'll certainly buy it.
Okay.
Question mark?
What if I told you I could get some Black Lotus as well?
I could use some Black Lotus.
Not really something you want to worry about?
No, not really. I mean, it's rare, but it's got some alchemical properties, but not a lot.
I get you. All right. I appreciate your time, sir. You look very busy.
Oh, thank you. And he turns around. It's like he forgot you're already there.
All right. I walk out and hand the paper to the front desk, I guess.
Okay, so you go to the front desk where the two dudes are, and the one guy looks at it and raises an eyebrow and goes, "Huh. Do you want a single silver, or do you want 10 copper? Or do you want it in lead? How do you want it?"
Copper, if you don't mind.
Yeah, all right. So he goes back behind. You hear some things moving around that you can't see. You hear a thunk. He comes back and he hands you a pouch with 10 copper.
Well, thank you for your time.
Right. All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right. So Harvey, you're going out on the town. What are you gonna do?
Let me see. Is the Dire Boar open for business?
Oh.
Yes, the Dire Boar is open for business.
Nice. I go in there and I yell at the failed victims.
There's
Hey, chuckle fucks!
there's not too many people in there right now, and those people they don't hang around here anymore.
Aw. Ask Martin.
I ain't gonna let you do it, Ben. Fuck you.
I'm a man of simple means. I want to yell chuckle.
I mean,
You didn't jump on the table, Harvey. You got to do it correctly.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're not there, then there's no real point in jumping onto the table.
I ain't gonna let you do it.
Well, I'll just have to outsmart you then.
They've disbanded. They're not around anymore.
Oh!
Time
That
to find
means
one
that
of
the,
them.
Matter of fact, that's what the
street-
bartender says. He goes, "Those chuckle fucks, they skipped out on their bill. They're not welcome
Oh.
around here no more."
Oh, that's a real shame. Well, do you have, so you ever get the kitchen back up and running?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Because I would like to have a party tonight. One of my friends just got inducted into a guild that I guess she wanted to be in. Maybe she's in. I don't know. Either way, she probably is in. And we should have a party.
I got one question for you.
Yeah.
Is it your adventuring group?
Yeah, Harvey and friends.
You ain't welcome here.
Ah!
Really?
That's smart of me yet again. Anyway, can I get a beer?
Yeah, all right.
So what if it was just Harvey and all friends but one?
The lizard's not coming. Can we come?
I don't
Which
know if
one?
the lizard is the problem.
What'd you say?
The lizard didn't come.
The lizard?
Yeah.
God, I can't remember whether he hates bus or wada.
I'm pretty sure it's Wada.
I'm pretty sure
I'm
it's
pretty
Wada.
fucking sure it's Wada.
I'm pretty sure it's wada as well.
It's
No.
because Bus was more covert with his destruction
Right.
of the bar.
No. You all are welcome except the little one.
You're a little one.
All right, well,
That little fucker creeps me out.
why's that?
His talk of sea shanties.
Nah, there's just something about him that stinks of death.
Yeah,
Maybe
he's
it's
a
the necromancer.
necromancer.
That's a
He's
healer.
actually quite sweet when you get to know him. Like, he would,
Yeah, when he's trying not to make the maggots explode out of your body.
Now it's biting, stinging insects that he'll vomit on you.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Ew. Oh my god.
Yeah.
no,
No,
he's-
that's the fucking worst.
Dude, what is slowly turning into the Crypt Keeper over there, man?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like-
all right. Well, is there any other bars in this town that possibly my entire whole of Harvey and friends could be invited to?
Oh yeah, there's several bars in this town.
Oh,
You've only been to 2.
Yeah.
Let's go see which
Name them out. Which one do you recommend?
Burn both of them down. at
Are
the
you
point.
asking a bartender which other bar he recommends?
We're not welcome, so what does he want?
Invited here.
I'm not going to give you another name of an establishment to tell you to go to.
I'll
My
still give you a tip because I'm a good guy, but I'm not gonna be. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you go to the Groovy Dogs?
Nice.
Oh god.
It's
not the bar by the wharfs, is it?
It is a bar by the wharfs.
Son of a bitch.
You've never been there before, though.
Okay, good.
But is it near the salty spittoon?
Is it near the Salty Spittoon? No, it's not near the Salty Spittoon.
What makes you think you're a tough guy? Well, I did this. Oh my god, you're welcome in.
That's right. The type of place that's so mean. If you don't have a dagger when they check you for daggers when you go in. If you don't got one, they give you one.
Give you one.
I'm gonna stop by the house. Leave everyone a note that we're gonna have a party tonight.
All right, you still have no idea what happened with Kieran. You're just so in tune with the universe that you know it was good.
Also, I want to see this note considering you can't write.
Yeah, I want to see this note too.
It's just gonna be a handprint on paper with scribbles.
No, it's gonna be what Harvey thinks is a very clear, almost charades type message.
Perfect.
Yeah, little,
paw print with the
little drawings.
Eli, so it's the. All right, so I'll tell you what. Roll your intelligence. Roll an intelligence.
Yeah, this is what I fucking live for.
Oh god.
So, do you feel lucky twice?
No.
Awesome. So you write on a piece of paper and you write like symbols and pictures, and you think it says, "Hey, we're gonna have a party tonight," or it's something about a party, and instead it just looks like. Let's see how bad it is on a scale of 1 to 100. How bad this picture is. So 53. So it looks like a picture of a dog trying to sing.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Which to you says, "Hey, we're gonna party and have a good time," and everybody else is like, "What the fuck is Harvey putting down here?"
Also, correlates to the bar that we're all going to go to.
There you go. All right,
there we go. Harvey is 3 levels deep with this.
So, Bus, you go to report. Is there anything? What I want you to do is I want you right now to tell me canon. It's going to be canon. What happened? So Sammy can write it down.
What were they? What was my request? Just follow the guy?
You're the one that's saying it. I was just saying you're off doing thief things. You're the one that came up with the reason why you were gone, because it has to do with the guild you want to get into.
Sure.
So it's your story if you want to tell it.
All right.
I can tell you what we already have so far.
Sure. Tell me what you know.
It's literally Bus was hunting down Lord Slate Raver IV for his assassiny things.
Sure.
He didn't say for assassiny things.
I never said for assassiny
You
things.
said for assassiny
I didn't
things.
even
I just
say
wrote
for
it down because
assassiny
it was
things.
funny.
Oh.
Yes, you did.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
You did
He was
technically
off
say
doing
assassiny.
Did I say
Assassiny.
assassiny?
Last week you did.
Oh, last
this
week?
you didn't.
Okay.
But that's all right. Basically, said, welcome to the fella. Right.
I'm making you do improv. I'm so sorry.
How dare you, sir? Anyway, basically, hello, anyone here?
So a voice from the shadows.
Oh, we gotta fucking quit doing this shit.
Yeah, a voice from the shadows. He's sitting in the corner, cowl over his face. Everybody knows him as Default.
Hi, Phil. Look, so anyway, follow the guy you're looking for.
Yes. And
I mean, he's a cool name, but he's boring as sin. He literally just sat around in his castle all day in his underwear.
Did you find out anything interesting about the target?
I found out the fact he wears mismatched socks all day.
Did you find anything we could use?
Oh, Christ, no. Why would I? I mean, you didn't tell me what you bloody needed. I'm not going to sit here and write everything down.
Oh, whatever happened to yes and Ascalibus? Whatever happened to yes and? Okay.
Yes, and you should have told me more.
Fair
Phil, I
enough.
love you to death, but you have to figure out on these first, especially top level initiations. I mean, last time I literally had to pick a lock with a tail for the Thieves Guild. I was hoping this Spy Master thing would be a little more on the top level, figuring it fits a little more to my skill set. I'm not much of a thief, but I'm able to pick up information, but you have to let me know what I'm looking for
Right.
and what the purpose is.
Next time I'll be a little bit more clear. That's all on me.
Sir, it's nice to own up to your mistakes, Phil. Very good. Shows progress.
Get out of here. Next time I have something, I'll put a little bit more thought into it.
Right, well. Tell your wife and kids I said hi. All right.
Will do. So Buzz comes back. Dickhead. He's like, I'm going to put this all back on Dave. Fuck you. All right, so Bones, you go to the temple.
Cool.
Cool. Were you going to the temple for anything specific?
Everybody else was doing stuff. I figured I haven't checked in a while.
Okay. So, how exactly are you going to check in?
Well, I don't know. We've never done this actually in game. Usually we do it like...
I know, but now we are. So you get to the temple, and you open the doors, and you walk in, and there are people praying, people chanting.
Fucking Nehru sitting right in the middle of the room.
Second. Sorry, I have a 35-pound garbage disposal staring at me going, please feed me. I have hunger. I'm dying.
Gotcha. All right, so you walk in. All that stuff's there.
Right.
Candles are burning. There's a choir in the corner that is constantly refilled with people. So there is a steady musical chorus that goes on 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And they just keep, as their shifts are over, they put somebody else in to sing.
Wow.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. What did I get myself into?
Well, if you want to, you can sing. You can become a choir member if you want.
That's not what I meant, but thank you, Dave. I'll keep it in mind.
Okay, so you go walking in, and that is what you see. I mean, you've been here before, you've seen it before. So when you check in, are you just going to go pray for a little bit and then leave? Are you going to go talk to anybody about anything specific?
Dog, I can't help you that you're hungry. You've been fed.
Yeah, Harvey.
Oh, God.
He yells to the congregation.
That's right. There's a Canturi in there that says his stomach is growling. He really wants hand pies.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, Dave.
Okay.
I mean, like, basically, I just assumed everything we talked about, like we did in text, was just basically us bullshitting. So, yeah, I'm thinking maybe I'll just sit down and pray for a while.
Okay, so you sit down and you start to pray. About 15 minutes goes by, and you hear a behind you.
Yes, sir.
So you turn around and look, and you realize that it's the guy that is technically your immediate superior. He's the guy that helped train you. He's the guy that you've talked to every time you've come in.
Hi, Bernard. How's it going?
I'm doing quite well. It's very nice to see you, Jack. Would you come with me, please?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you don't have to, sir.
You're getting kicked out.
Well,
yeah, right.
Actually, Bishop Schwegler would like a word.
The bishop? Oh, Lord,
yes.
What did I do?
As far as I know, you didn't do anything.
Bishop what?
Schwegler, Schwegler.
Oh, All right.
He's mocking you now with these names.
I'm not mocking her. It's what the fantasy name generator comes up when I write these down. I just hit F5 and it comes up with a new set of names, and I pick one of the 10 that comes up. His name could have been Elmo Piltz.
Elmo.
We go with Elmo Piltz.
Pilcz. His name could have been Elmo Piltz, but it's
There-
not.
Ignore
But it's not. It's Leonard Schwegler.
The great War General Elmo Pilt.
Damon, erase all Swigler. Elmo Piltz.
Howells is absolutely correct. Why?
Yeah.
I would not
Elmo.
pick that name because it was Elmo. That's the reason why.
Yes, and that is the reason why I'm overruling you, because you were wrong.
It's
Oh
not
my
going to be
God.
fucking Tickle Me Bishop. I'm sorry. It's not happening.
That sounds like an Irish name.
Oh, welcome. Tickle Me Bishop.
Oh my god.
That is-
Okay, Eric, I'm going to type something here, and you have to
no.
say this in that accent.
oh
Oh
boy.
no.
In Ascalabus or
Yes.
in my high leprechaun?
Either.
Ah, fair.
Oh.
Well, I'll be fucked.
Yep. There you go.
Well, oil beef hooked.
Yes.
I love that joke.
Oh my god.
Considering he's
Yeah,
in the
that-
church, it would
that-
be Tickle You Bishop.
Like no one's ever heard of Saint Elmo.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's a good point, too.
No, what? He's a
No.
real saint.
He's a real saint. You're completely
Oh, yeah.
correct.
Yeah,
He had a fire and a whole movie named after it.
Sure.
Right.
sure did.
All right, so you get into the presence of the bishop, and he's sitting behind this large, ornate desk, and he is
Yeah, the old in front of the principal feeling.
a really good way of describing him would be corpulent.
Oh, he's a big boy. All right.
He's huge. He's got his chins have chins. He is a master of excess, as they say.
Is he heavy? Is he B-word fat, as Patton Oswalt calls it?
What is B word?
He gets winded by saying a bunch of B words.
Oh,
No,
Jesus.
I don't know that term, but
a beautiful day to be here.
yeah, he's basically huge. He can stand and he can give lectures, but not very well.
Very winded.
He gets very winded. Like standing up, he would be like that kind of thing. Corpulent. Which I got to use the word corpulent, so that makes it a good day.
Indeed.
And he looks at you and he says, "Jack Renard, please sit."
I sit down.
So, Jack, you haven't been here very long, but we've been watching your progress with great interest.
Thank you, sir.
You sound surprised.
I've been floundering, to be that honest.
Why is that?
Not to sound capricious? No, that's not the right word. Arrogant? But I am still in search of true ultimate power. Power over life and death.
Well, so power over life and death, that can be taken many ways.
I realize that.
Like your friend Razul has power over life and death in a way.
It's strange. We're more
Oh,
alike
no.
than we are different.
Not many people see that connection.
Well, Razul's an interesting fellow. I've learned much from him.
He's an interesting fellow, all right. How do you like our town?
Oh, I mean, it's a beautiful town, right up until the point that I don't know what you would call it, the foreign thieves guild members burned a entire bar of innocent people to the ground. That upset me a little bit.
Yeah, that was not exactly well done on their part. Yeah, we won't talk about that. That's being handled elsewhere.
We handled that ourselves.
Some of it. There are other
Oh.
forces in the background that are also working on it that you don't. Never mind.
Yeah, I was definitely just kind of looking at him. I'm like, sir, are you all right?
Yeah. How are you enjoying the?
Damn you, Wanna.
That wasn't me.
Who was that?
That's Sammy.
God damn it, Sammy. I assumed it was Wanna.
So, what are you? So you're looking for power over life and death.
I mean, among other things, but that's top of my list right now because let's be dead honest. My friends, my compatriots, some of them have done their darndest to get themselves killed in glorious, righteous battle. And if I don't learn how to bring them back from the dead soon, I may not be able to at all.
You're talking about the Canturi, aren't you?
No, I was actually talking about the giant lizard. But
He's
that was
very
too.
well informed.
Oh, he's been watching you guys for a while.
No, I don't.
You're talking about the lizard. And he shuffles some papers and he looks at something and he goes, Ascalabus? Ascalabus?
We just call him Bus for short. It's easier that way.
Makes sense. I didn't see him as the suicidal type.
Well, many people don't see very many things about him. He's a quiet fellow.
How would you feel about a mission?
I mean, I wouldn't say no. Anything to further the good word.
You sound hesitant.
I've been
actually, you don't sound hesitant. You sound like you don't quite believe.
Believe is not the word. I feel Naru. I channel his power. I've been having some weird dreams. And they no pun intended, keep me up at night. And yeah. Not sure where they're coming from, not sure where they're going. But boy, oh boy, it's been a ride.
Do you care to elaborate, or do you want to keep that private?
Oh no, I mean, they're just dreams, right? I mean, the whole horrible burning of the Abbey and the murder of all of my friends. That I don't actually know if it happened or not, but I feel like it's some sort of premonition of something.
Interesting.
Right. I mean, I would tell my friends about this, but I think they would consider me insane.
Oh, I don't know if they'd necessarily consider you insane, but not all dreams are unreal, and not all premonitions are untrue. So I will take that under advisement as to your dreams. Dreams can have meanings. They can have hidden meanings. It could be inner doubt coming forth. It could mean that you're not as well. Again, you're not as, you don't believe in yourself, and it could just mean that you're not feeling that you're living up to your potential.
Oh, right. Yes, that. Definitely that.
It could be that. It could actually be a premonition. We don't know. We'll have to meditate on that quite a little bit. But this mission that I want to give you, it's entirely voluntary. You don't have to take it. You don't have to agree to it. You can hear it out, and if you want to do it, you can do it. And if you don't want to do it, it will not reflect poorly on you at all.
Oh no, I've no issue. I'm totally happy to do whatever you need me to do.
So you're going to agree sight unseen just with whatever the mission is?
I mean, I'd like to hear about it, but I'm really not in a position to not give it a try.
Gotcha. All right. Well, hey, that makes sense. I suppose.
I mean,
Go ahead.
We're always looking for some, work, and anything you need of me is work that we can do.
Well, this is kind of work, kind of not.
Oh boy.
We don't know. Okay, so
right.
there is a. Let me get this. La, 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 la.
Town
Draco
called
Lich.
Fellows
Draco Lich.
has a
Draco Lich.
I already was going the same way I was going with it.
Jesus.
Well, she had nothing to do with it, my good sir. He had nothing to do with it. It was all the devil.
Oh, wait, how dare you consider me suicidal, just above game?
How
dare you, sir?
Out of all of us, you have come the closest to death.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
So there is a town that is to the north of Falejos, along a winding road set on the base of the Dragon's Teeth Mountains.
Okay.
And the name of the place is called Panshaw.
Penshaw, you say? Okay.
Panshaw.
Penshaw.
We haven't heard anything from them in quite a while.
Oh boy.
Last we knew, there was some sort of a sickness going on in town.
Oh, it's dry ditch fever, isn't it?
It's what?
Dry ditch fever.
Dry ditch fever?
You've never heard, sir?
Hold
You've
on.
never heard of dry ditch fever?
He has. Dave hasn't. What is dry ditch fever? Tell me.
It's a plague that comes along the roads. They call it dry ditch fever because you mostly find it in the ditches, the dry ditches in the summer. It's horrible. It causes horrible, nightmarish fevers, and the only cure is a flower that grows in the mountains.
Ah, Redwall. Got it.
Oh, it's like Updog.
Updog. What's Updog?
Not much. What's up with you?
I let you have that one.
Ah,
So, he knows dry ditch fever then, and it's going to be canon now that he doesn't know if it's dry ditch fever. They just know that there was something going on health-wise, and he wants you to check it out and find out what's going on.
You looked that up to figure out what the hell I was referencing?
Yes.
What's the name of the place again?
The name of the place is Panshaw, Panshaw.
Oh, it's not got ham in it, right?
Oh God!
No, that's Eric's place.
Yeah.
Eric's place.
Everything's ham.
Yeah.
We're all going ham
Ham.
this Saturday. We're all going ham.
Well, first you're going to start in Cocker.
Oh, that's right. We're gonna cocker ham. Yeah, so be here on Saturday because we have another Ironwood game that Eric is running on Saturday. Yay!
Yes!
oh.
Wah, 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 wah. All right, so Panshaw. Jack, if you want to take this on, you certainly can.
I mean, I'd certainly be happy to investigate, if nothing else.
Sorry, I didn't change screens. I changed everybody
mean-
else.
Healing the sick is kind of my thing.
That's what we were hoping you would say. There is no time frame for this, but of course, the sooner the better.
Let me get back and talk with the Harvey and friends, and I think we can probably set out before too long, unless they have an issue.
That sounds good. Thank you for coming in.
Yes.
Thank you for coming in. And he,
Rubble.
rubble. He reaches over and he grabs a tiny glass and drinks from its contents. And refills it with a snifter, and
boy.
says, "Thank you for coming in."
Your Excellency, or Your Grace. I'm sorry.
It's wow.
He giggles. He says, "Whatever."
Well, he's a
And-
bishop. He'd be your
Right,
Grace.
and you realize that he's never been one to Like, if you wouldn't have called him anything, if you wouldn't even have called him sir, he wouldn't have cared. He's one of those higher level officers that
Right.
worked from the bottom to get there, so he doesn't really
Right.
give two shits about his station.
He's a man of God, literally.
Yes.
He was a probably a deacon and then a priest and then a bishop.
He's a major, not a lieutenant.
Right.
Like, he doesn't give a shit as long as the job gets done. While lieutenants are like, I've got a bar on my shoulder. You guys salute me and say sir all the time.
Right.
Sammy's like, I know those guys.
It's like the
Actually,
colonels on a
luckily, I
first-name basis.
don't. I don't know those people.
I'll
firsthand.
bet Edgar does.
Yeah, and I bet that'll change for me for too long. I mean, this is kind of a life deal, so.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like when I was working in the St. Croix Valley, and I only knew my advisor's friend with the name Rick until like 6 months after we had been working together. I found out he was the head ranger for the entire region. I was like, oh shit, you're Ranger Rick. He's like, ha ha ha, very funny.
Ranger. What was his color?
White.
He was the White Ranger. The whitest ranger you'd ever want to meet. All right, so Jack leaves and goes back to the house. Kieran comes back to the house. Bus gets back to the house. You're all back at the house.
Guys, I might have work for us.
Oh, yeah?
So I thought I would check in with the temple,
Right.
and I didn't really know what to do because I haven't been there in a while and I hadn't seen.
Hey, should we go get Razul? He's down in the basement.
I'm sorry. Yeah, right. We should probably go see if Razul.
Right.
Hey,
roll
Razul,
down.
get up here!
Yeah. I'd yell Dead Razor down in the
Dead
down in the
Razor!
basement.
Healing boy
Harvey,
is back.
you good? Bro.
I'm not there.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
I said
Oh,
you
that's
get
right.
back too, Harvey.
Okay.
Everybody is home.
Don't
We're gonna have a
forget to
party.
Fit through the door. Fit through the door.
Oh my God.
No,
you can go
Harvey,
about the job.
you have to do this. There we go.
Oh my God.
I love this
Jesus
fucking game.
Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Tiny house. I ain't changing this fucking map. This house is staying just as it is.
What it is. Oh
Buddy,
God.
I booked a. We're gonna have a party.
Well, that's
What?
great.
What are you celebrating?
Kieran's thing with the trees, right?
With the-
Yeah.
Yes, you're calling
trees,
her
right,
the
right.
trees.
You mean like
The
the
trees are
druids?
things that everyone needs.
The trees everyone needs.
You mean the druids? Like,
They're tree people,
Druids?
right?
I mean, sure, I guess. Yeah, the
Ask
tree people.
Clovis give Kieran that look of, just give him this one.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
Yes, I knew it.
So you guys talk amongst yourselves while Dave goes to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Bye, Dave. Have fun. Don't fall in.
Woo!
Anyway, so guys, I went to the church, and I saw old war priest Bernard, who's been my mentor while I've been
Right.
learning all of the arts, and he took me to see the bishop, and the
Oh.
bishop needs our help.
What's the bishop's name?
Oh,
Oh fuck, I don't remember. What was it? It
Hold
was
on.
Elmo Pilts.
no, it was
It's
Swaz or
like
Sleaze
Shaughnessy or something.
Bishop
like that.
Schwegler.
Schwegler. Thank you.
No,
I was
Elmo
way
Pilts
off.
is a much better one.
I think Elmo would have been way more interesting, but I'll give it to Dave on that.
Yeah, hey, Sammy, just change that.
I'll call him Bishop S because I'll never remember his name. That's so weird.
Just Bishop S is fine.
You
I
know
don't
how
want to
you
change
always
the
remember it?
canon.
What's up?
His name was Elmo Pilts.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway,
Anyway, what's the job?
So the church hasn't heard from a town north of Vallejo in a while. Forget the
Right.
name. Was it like Swan? Not Swanham. Oh,
Panshaw.
Panshaw. Thank you. Panshaw.
I'm begging you to write
Psychic.
this
She
down.
just knows.
I'm sorry. I've been awake since 5 a.m.
Hey, all good, dude.
We're just joking around. It's
We're just
okay.
joking
We get
around.
it.
No, I literally don't have very much short-term memory right now.
Fair.
It's bad.
It's okay.
So Penshaw, we haven't heard from Penshaw. There's been a pestilence of some sort of plague, they think.
Oh,
And they want us to investigate.
well, that makes sense. Okay.
I mean, if you guys don't want to go, I'll go by myself. But
We're not gonna let you go by yourself. Come on now.
I mean, there's no real reward in it. We would simply be doing a favor to a major, powerful organization.
Well, I didn't.
Or
Well,
are
okay.
they
So
if
think
they
about what we went
don't
through
wanna
for.
I'm gonna
What,
touch
Harvey?
you on the butt.
How powerful are they if they can't pay people who do them favors?
That's a
Keep
loaded
touching
question,
your
Harvey.
I
In
mean,
the butt.
it's for the church, right?
What's up?
It's for the church, right?
Yeah, no, it's for my church.
Yeah, so they got money.
Oh, I'm sure they have money. I just simply am not in a position to ask my boss's boss what he's going to pay me to do work that he's.
Yo,
basically-
Jack,
Yes, sir.
stop being a bitch.
Oh, God.
I mean, to be fair, that is a hell of a haggle.
Well, it's one of those things. I'm not really in a position to argue.
I understand completely, but
It's
go ahead.
yeah, I understand completely. I am not, like I said, I'm not asking you guys to come with me. I'm simply making the offer. If you don't want to go, if there's no, money in it for you, I understand.
So
not-
all of you realize that when you're given missions by your guilds,
You pretty much do it.
unless it is for advancement, you're probably going to get paid regular guild wages or regular guild,
Right.
Yeah, they're going to give us something.
Right. Basically, it's the same amount as you'd get on the job board. You're going to get
Fair.
something from it.
Thanks, Dave. Way to ruin my narrative.
Well, it's something that your characters would know, and I know you're trying to weave it in with that. But basically, you know that at most, or at least, you'll get a good pay,
Right.
and it could be more than that, depending. I didn't mean to ruin your narrative. I'm sorry.
You're not sorry. Don't give that to me.
Well, I wanted
gonna
the
keep-
I wanted the narrative to be at least factually correct and not
I'm gonna
canonically
keep
wrong.
poking your butt, Bones.
Dave,
You're poking me in the butt?
Yeah, I walked up behind you. And I'm so short. You're like a shoulder touch to me.
Jesus Christ. Oh, and before I forget, the church has been watching us. Like, serious hardcore watching us.
I'm not
Interesting.
surprised.
They
And nothing like local government.
they pretty much read me like a book, and I didn't really try to hide it at this point.
Yeah.
But I mean, you didn't tell him anything about him.
What's up?
I mean, you didn't tell him anything about us, right?
I didn't say anything other than what Razul and I have been through as, aspiring magical users.
Fair. All right, so we can go past the cold read then.
No, he had
We're talking about
documents
Army
in
and
front of
friends.
him on his desk when he was talking to me, and he was reading off all of your personal information, basically.
Or at least what I submitted.
Well, yeah, no, he knew very little about you, Bus, and I was happy to leave it that way.
Well played. Thank you.
I
He didn't
don't
even know
have-
how to pronounce his name.
It's like Aska Bass? Ass? Like, just call him Bus. It's easier that way.
Fantastic.
Well, I'm gonna holler across the room. Anything you need, bud, I'm there.
Very likely dealing with a lot of dead people. Might be your specialty.
Well,
I mean, it's a
I'm with
plague,
you.
Razul. It's a very likely it's a plague.
Hey,
I
bud,
thought
we might
maybe-
get you a new one tonight.
I might get a new one tonight.
Tonight.
All right.
Razul, be
Not
real.
me.
Razul, you're
God damn
not
it.
harboring
Go on.
corpses.
Not yet.
Soon.
Right.
There's a reason I'm in the basement.
Your
Sure.
Because-
outhouse is just going to be packed with bodies.
Well, go straight to the sewers, Dave.
Shut the fuck up. Hey, I at least admitted I was wrong and changed it. Come on, man. Give me some credit.
Fair. All right. Well,
We don't have running water, but we have outhouses that go to the sewers.
well,
As they
of
do in
course.
this world.
What's up?
Oh, Jesus, Jack is dead.
Oh, well, fair enough. It's been a good run, guys. I'll see you now.
He gives us the offer and then explodes.
Guess
Let's
we
do
didn't
it for
even know.
Jack and get to this party.
Right. I don't think we should waste the party. Harvey did a lot of work for it.
No,
Well-
I'm cool with the party.
On my
We-
way.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say on my way, can I sell my beer finally or my brew?
Yeah, you could have done that anytime you wanted.
No, I've been letting it simmer, bruh.
Oh. Hold on.
Yeah.
No, not that. La 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 la. A messenger comes to the door for each one of you and hands you a bag with 4 lead pieces in it. Everybody with Harvey.
Right. Oh
got paid.
boy.
Sorry, Harvey.
I'm gonna throw the stuff up in the air. I said,
Choice I made
many?
when I decided to tell the guilds to go fuck themselves.
How many lead pieces? Sorry.
4.
Okay.
Harvey, you actually have almost the best of both worlds. Other than getting paid, you still train for free, and you're
Right.
beholden to no one.
Just because they found you funny.
Yep.
He's a cute doggo.
He's
Who's
getting
a good boy?
antsy, boys.
Who's a
Alright,
good
what's
boy?
this party about, Harvey?
Right.
What?
What's the party, dude? What do you got
Where'd
planned
Kieran
for
get
us?
into her tree hugger thing?
Tree hugger thing.
So
To be fair, I was going to call it a leaf sucker, so I can't hate him too hard for it.
God damn it.
You know, we went out, we got the Black Lotus, she's in. Now we have 4 people in guilds.
They said they will let me know if they have anything else for us. You guys want to know the funny part?
Yes.
The Lotus wasn't even the test.
I'm shocked. Shocked, I
It,
tell you.
it was
Yeah,
how we dealt with the Guardians.
Yeah, classic
Oh,
secret type of character.
What did you say,
Classic
Jack?
what?
Hmm?
What did you say, Harvey?
Oh, secret test of character. You know.
Gotcha. And what did
Yeah.
you say, Jack?
I said what? By feeding them?
They said it was a very creative way of doing it.
Like if we had gone in there axis
Man.
swinging and killed all the fairies, she wouldn't have gotten
Yeah.
in by getting the Black
No.
Lotus.
That
Better than the way I
yeah,
would
no.
have handled it. As I walk down the steps.
Okay.
Also, should we invest more money into getting a human-sized stove?
But it doesn't work with the tiny house aesthetics.
Yeah, it's all tiny house, bro.
we could certainly ask Elder Jolin if he
I
could
don't know,
help
I
us
think my
build
table
one.
over here is like perfect.
I mean, yeah, it would ruin the aesthetics, but then we wouldn't have to go out for parties. We could have parties here in our
I
genuine
mean, we could put a fire pit in the back.
tiny doors.
Well, we don't
You
really
want
have.
me to get food outside of the house and then bring it back in? You utter madman.
All right, let's go to this party where I can sell my shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So,
It is worth a
how
shot,
much
Harvey.
did you spend on your brewing?
You told
Water.
me low end is all it was.
Okay. So
Here-
It was
the materials was the low end is 5 lead.
No, 6. I have the number beside it. 6. lead.
Okay, so 6 lead. So what I need you to do is I need you to roll a D100 for the quality of it as it turned out.
You don't just want me to roll my brewing?
Your brewing. Yeah, go ahead and roll your brewing.
What?
Well, that's not
What?
right.
That's not right. There, that one.
Okay, so I should have told you to make it inclusive to get the percentage. So that's 49.
Well, that's stupid. I would have done it the other way, but it's good.
Well, no, you still would have done it right. Because what you would have done was you would have done. Let me go back.
Adding.
Let me go back
You
to
just click the add as opposed to the roll.
oh, there it is.
It's fine. Go ahead. It's good.
Yeah. So
It's something Harvey would drink. We're good.
boink. That's what you would roll, just like that.
Right.
That's not your roll though.
Been a nice row.
Okay, so you're not in the low end. You're not in the high end. So it's probably going to be. So you are going to get 4 times back when you sell it. So you're going to get 2 copper, 4 lead back.
2 copper, 4 lead. Let me go ahead and add that.
Mhm.
Copper.
So you take a couple of barrels of this stuff.
That's my friend does this to me, but yes.
Of course.
And you guys take a couple of these casks and you put them on your shoulders and you take them to the brewer's hall and you say, "Hey, this is our stuff." And they go, "Huh. Okay."
Still learning.
And that's what they will buy it for.
Cool. I'd like to spend 2 more copper on brewing materials.
Okay, so you spend 2 copper, right? Be sure you write that down.
I'm doing it right now. Brewing materials 2 CP. Cool, thanks.
You got it. You got it.
Take them home, go to the party.
So you take it home. That's going to take you a little bit of time, so you probably won't be able to start it till the next day. It's going to take you a couple of hours to set everything up.
Go to the party.
So you go to the party. Let's all go to the party. Let's all go to the party.
This place looks interesting. Is it the rebuild of the place we burnt down?
No, it actually is a rebuild of the place that you're not allowed to go, but I don't have 10,000 inns.
What?
Wow.
Why don't I have 10,000 inn pictures?
Yeah.
If you want to make 10,000 different inns, I will use a different inn every time you go to a new place.
No, that's not necessary.
It is really not. All right, so this guy looks like the guy from the Dancing Boar because
He's his brother, Jimmy.
it's his brother. He's got a handlebar mustache, which means he must be the evil brother. Actually, the other guy has the mustache. This is the nice brother.
I was going to say,
Right.
don't give us any more incentive to burn this place.
Welcome, my friends. Welcome.
Hello, I am Harvey, and these are my friends. And together we are the adventuring party known as Harvey and Friends.
I know, because you booked our seating area up here.
Indeed.
This up here is where you're going to be drinking and supping for the night.
Excellent.
Oh, okay.
So let me add one of the townsfolk then.
Yeah, sit on the table. There we go.
Yeah.
Human.
We have the
maid.
table now, bitches.
Oh, that's not a maid. I
Sit
want.
over here. Yeah.
I am not here to fuck all you assholes.
God, here we
Oh
go
my
again.
God.
So the waitress comes over, takes your order, plops down food and stuff like that, and she looks over at Harvey and says, "Is this all individual, or are you paying?"
I'm paying.
Awesome. In that case, it's going to be a copper piece.
Slap one down.
She takes it.
On
And
me, boys.
it disappears into her ample bosom.
I heard we was gonna get the supple on something. What would that be?
Oh my God.
You're not really interested in her. She's human.
I was going to say,
She's tall. You could probably walk under her legs.
I mean,
that would be even better.
I think that's something that Razul would be deeply into.
Probably not deeply. He is a gnome.
I mean, yeah, not. I mean,
Eh?
you might be able to go pretty deep.
Oh my God.
Tiny fingers. Anyway, Sorry, Sam. All right, so you guys are having a party. You're throwing them back. At some point, a guy comes walking along. Oh, to sing songs, blah 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 blah. So
How many
he's.
people would you say would be in here?
Oh, there's probably about 40, 50 people in here, and they're all singing along. I'm not going to put 40, 50 people in here.
Hey,
Right.
Uh-oh.
I was gonna look over at Bus and be like, huh?
I'll sing the minstrel.
It's not.
How
a bad
well is he
idea.
singing?
How good is his singing? So I'm going to do this and add it to his singing ability. So he ain't that good.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Let's see how well he plays. See how well he plays. He plays awesome.
Plays better.
He plays really well, but his singing is like.
It's so bad your mic keeps cutting out to save
Yeah.
our ears.
Yeah,
No kidding.
well,
Save it.
he's no good.
Ah, right. Sir,
Woo!
you play fine, your voice is shite.
Wow, that's the meanest thing anybody's ever said to me.
Awesome. Look, I just want to...
Hey, Razul, see if you can outdo him.
No, we're not. I don't need a battle of the bands for this. All right.
Do you know any traditional Cantari drinking songs?
Oh, Jesus.
Well,
I know a few.
Do you know the I'm a good boy because I drink, and I drink because I'm a good boy?
Wow.
I don't know it by those words. Can you hum a few bars?
It's really more of a I drink because I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy because I drink.
Oh,
good
so
boy.
okay, so I know it, but I know it under different words. The tune is
Okay.
very familiar, though.
you probably know it as Thank God I'm a Country Boy. Yeah,
That's
I get
it. Yes, I know that one. So, boss, are you gonna sing?
I will sing.
All right. So he plays while you sing. Roll your buskin. Roll your singing. So do it additive.
Additive. Could have been worse.
So 63.
Is
Could
it
have been
better
worse.
than him, at least?
Oh, it's better than the other guy. Yeah. I mean, it's still not great. But you are
It's
going
not
to
the
get.
point of showing up you had hoped.
It's kind of like what happens when you sing a Weird Al parody and the parody is stuck in your brain, so you're not used to singing the Canturi lyrics for "Thank God I'm a Country Boy."
Right. So you're
That's
going to
what it
get
was.
this times 4. So you get 20 pence. So basically, you get 20 pence.
Yay!
People are
so-
showering you with pennies.
So, can I convert that into 10 lead?
Can you convert that into Ted lead? I'll let you do it this time.
Okay, I'm asking. I could have accepted that as no. Let's see. There's 5 of us. Each of you get 2 lead.
So he sits down and throws you each a lead. There you go. Takes a
You get
big
2
drink.
lead.
Takes like a big drink of ale because his throat is all raspy. And the
And
minstrel,
I do give 2 lead to the minstrel.
he bows and says, "You're a much better singer than I, sir."
You're welcome.
And then he wanders off over here and starts to sing to somebody else. They toss him a few coins to shut the fuck up and just play, which he
I bet
does.
that was the meanest thing you've heard today.
He's used to hearing that. He's like,
Sure.
he's going to work on his voice. He knows he needs to work on his singing. Give him a few
Dear
levels,
Lord.
he'll do fine.
Find a bard in town, for Christ's sake.
Oh, I was still rolling as Razul. Why am I doing that?
You're fine.
Everybody's wondering why is Razul rolling? That's right. Use your singing voice to piss people off to pay you.
You gotta have a gimmick.
Everybody's got to have a gimmick. Like on the Saturday game, my guy is a mime.
Oh my god, really?
He will.
Yes,
He's a mime monk. He will get into many fights.
he's a mime. So when he's busking, if anybody wants to fuck with him, you know how they fuck with people in Times Square?
Yep.
Yeah.
He will immediately teach them the error of their ways.
I have a very interesting crew on Saturdays.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast.
I have a ventriloquist elementalist. I have a miming monk, and I have
A priest
Mike.
that will use public speak.
yeah, somebody use public speaking, and then also I think Mike's character also can sing or play an instrument, I believe.
Oh, and Sammy, if you didn't know it, Zach's character on Saturday,
Oh,
the
my Lord.
ventriloquist elementalist named Shablam.
Yeah.
The ventriloquism that he sees, the voices that he does for ventriloquism, he hears in his head, and they worship him as a god.
Yeah.
Very good.
So he's a schizophrenic ventriloquist elementalist.
There's
You know
also
what's
a
funny?
piece of
Go ahead. What?
There's also a piece of information that I'm not going to tell you guys because it was a secret that me and Zach came up with.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
no.
That adds to that
Oh
an
god.
extra level.
That's
Oh,
gonna be so
no.
much fun.
He
Oh,
did
I
tell me
hope
about the whole schizophrenia thing.
Yeah.
Hope
So-
it goes well with mine, Eric. I hope it goes well with mine.
It's gonna be an interesting thing. I promise I won't try and ruin your campaign with anything.
I don't believe
I
you.
don't think you'll have
Yeah.
one day.
You're a
because I'll be
liar, and it's all
reigning
right.
then.
Yeah.
No, you
It's
just
your
gotta
job as a
you just
player.
gotta remember to tell me to shut the fuck up sometimes.
Indeed.
So, so yeah,
I
the
think they'll
parties.
enjoy that.
Well, okay, so we played a 0 level two sessions ago or 2 weeks ago,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I kept trying to answer questions. I had to stop myself from answering questions.
Though I will admit I will use you as a Siri at times.
Yeah, so basically all you got to do is just ask me, and I'll.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah. I'm the DM. This is my rule.
Yes.
All right.
Hey, Dave, order dildos from Amazon. Okay, Eric, I will.
Ordering dildos from Amazon.
Oh my god.
How's the party?
Siwi, find me Westawants.
Yeah. How's the party?
Party's going great.
Order diapers.
What'd you say?
Alexa, order diapers.
going?
Exactly. So you guys are all drinking and eating and having a good time. You're all regaling each other with stories of what you did. Kieran is going on. You guys are laughing about the fairies and the food thing, and it's just general camaraderie.
Yay!
But it's getting late, and the minstrel, he disappears. You don't know where he went. Eventually, she comes over, and she says, "Oi, loves, it's time to go.
All right.
Okay.
You don't gotta go home,
But you
But you
can't stay
can't
here.
but
stay
you
here.
can't
Yeah.
stay here."
Get it, we
So as the guy is leaving, he's strumming on his thing, and he's going, "Closing time."
Oh Christ!
No.
on that note.
Look, the doors here, they're so huge.
Yeah.
These are ginormous freaking doors.
The doors are so huge here. And you're back in the tiny house.
Yeah, tiny home.
I know, everybody zoomed in.
I
got
fucking
huge.
teleported. Goddamn.
Right?
All right. Fame falls mainly on the flame.
So you guys, it's late. You guys all want to go to bed. How much did you drink? Are you going to try
I
and
don't
be
know.
inebriated?
Drink
Each
it
of
all.
you roll a D100. I want to find out how inebriated you are. The higher you
Oh,
are,
God.
the drunker you
But
are.
I don't drink.
Can't
Oh,
we roll?
Oh,
okay.
so you
Oh,
didn't? Okay, that's fine.
I mean, I wasn't
Oh.
planning on drinking, but you
Harvey
said it's
tied one
Well, it's up
on.
to you. I mean, if you don't have to have. Harvey pretty much tied one on. Kieran is a little tipsy. Bus and Harvey are arm in arm singing as they're walking, but they're not, like, you're not going to have a
Hangover.
hangover in the morning. You're just pleasantly drunk. Like happy party drunk times. You're not, like my wife, she goes from happy party drunk times to weepy.
Yeah.
Like you're
Oh
not
my
in the
God.
weepy phase.
Good.
So you guys are fine.
Huzzah.
Yeah, we are.
That
And
was not inherited.
That was not inherited. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I don't know if you inherited my tolerance for alcohol because I don't know what my tolerance for alcohol is.
True.
I would imagine so, because it's definitely not mom's.
So
She has a good tolerance.
I'd say Ozzy. Ozzy probably got drunk like Eric did on his birthday, where he just took a fuck ton at the start and just kept, but he could walk home.
Right, I can walk home, and I promise I won't throw up in your van.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I still love the conversation about the fucking bar mat drinks. I was like,
Oh,
like I just met us all going to drink. Everybody's like, I'm a teetotaler. Eric's like, I know what you're talking about. I've been there. I've done that. I'm like, damn. That's not what I was
Learn
expecting
from
to
my
be like,
mistakes.
right?
All right, so you're back at home. Razul, you haven't drank. Everybody stumbles off to their beds, except you. You spend a couple hours. You stay up a couple hours starting your brewing to go. Yeah, I'm going to let your stuff brew. Actually, you're going to have to brew it. Here's the problem. It's going to take a couple hours to brew.
Just noticed the Discord chat. So it's delightful. Cool.
Oh, I have not been looking at Discord chat. I got too many things open.
Alexander.
yeah, that's what they were laughing at. I posted a GIF when he was talking to the bishop, and the bishop was like, "Oh, there's more to it than that. You guys handled some of it." I posted a GIF, and it's just Alexander with a heart drawn around it.
Gotcha. And then there's the sing and the lizard and okay. All right. I haven't been watching this at all. I better.
The tiny one is adorable. I'm not gonna lie. The tiny dancing lizard.
I know. Is it cute? There's more.
There's tons of versions of it too.
Right. So you guys all wake up the next morning bright and early. Except Razul, he's still sleeping because he stayed up half the night getting his stuff in casks to age.
Okay.
So Razul's over here.
Bro, you don't know my sleeping habits.
Did I just watch Razul teleport from his skill to his bed? The hell was that?
That's
Ta-da!
what he does.
You all right, Razul? I just watched you like morph across the room.
Get the fuck out of my room!
Okay, sorry.
Get out of my room, Jack!
This is how Spider-Man started.
Kieran, Jack's in my room again.
Like you
And?
can hear me all the way up in the fucking attic.
All right, so
I'm not in the attic. I came downstairs already. As you can see, I am here in the living room.
right.
No, you're in the dance floor.
Get out of my room.
Okay,
I'm playing
now I'm in the living
Minecraft.
room.
So Harvey's over there making tiny pancakes on the tiny stove.
Yep.
Yeah, they're like the pancakes at room like breakfast thing at school.
Right.
Give me those silver dollars, baby.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Whole piles of
Actually,
silver
they're more
dollars.
like tiny nickels. They're really tiny because the stove is really small. It's like the second season of Doom Patrol pancakes.
Ew.
Nobody? Okay.
I haven't seen it.
No.
Haven't seen it.
Okay. Damn it.
I can't afford streaming services.
I don't afford streaming services.
Ah.
Don't admit to anything on stream.
I won't.
He's too poor for them, you know.
What can and will be used against you in the court of law? Why is there
What?
a hamster?
I watched
Hey.
Doom Patrol while I shot President Kennedy.
Well, at the end of season 1, they all got shrunk. And so the beginning of season 2, one of the guys who didn't get shrunk is feeding them pancakes, and he's making them teeny, 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 tiny. Like he cooks them over a candle.
Yep.
Like Easy Bake Oven is too big for these things.
Like this?
Yes.
Madness.
Yes,
Exactly.
that kind of thing. Pretty
For the
much.
guinea pigs.
Pretty much. So,
Guys, look at the tiny cake. It's
you
adorable.
guys all eat breakfast and right. So what you gonna do?
So we're setting off right away, huh?
I mean, it's up to you guys. I'm heading out.
How far away is this place? Are we needing any prep stuff?
think
I
we're
mean-
probably covered after our last jaunt.
Or
Yeah. I mean,
there.
well, we still have a good amount of supplies. Like, no, we didn't really use that much stuff for the last one.
I know.
That should
All
be a
right.
good something. I mean, I don't know
Bring
much
it
about
in.
where we're going, so last time was a little bit of a shock with we needed the cold weather gear to get up the mountain, but we made do. I mean, we
That's-
didn't. To be fair, we had no idea that we were going to be going into the mountains. We just knew it was somewhere.
Oh my god. I'm sorry in advance.
At the gnome.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yes.
What the fuck?
That is my quoting for man. Yes.
So that's Razul right there doing his little morning dance. And this, everybody's the shit that goes on my other monitor that you can't see.
I dare you to
God,
focus.
Dave uses light mode.
I knew there was something odd about you, Dave.
There is.
He's one of those people.
Yes, put some pants on.
He's just mumbling to himself. There's so much movement for so little there. I don't understand how something so small can wiggle so wide.
All right, so cool. So you guys pull up your really well done map.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Actually, it's the map of the city that's well done, but you've drawn up here, and here is Falejos. Did I move you guys over? No, I didn't
Nope.
move you over yet. Okay. So here's Falejos.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm gonna do what I didn't do is I don't know, can you guys see this road that goes on up here?
Right here.
Okay, so
I'm
Jack
sure if I zoomed in.
Jack, you know that all you have to do is follow that road and it'll take you right to Panshaw. And one of the things I'm
Right.
gonna do right now is I'm gonna go on map and background. I'm going to do
Follow your road.
text.
Follow your nose to the.
Text in yellow.
Oh god, the whiz. Fucking hell.
I love the whiz.
And a wonderful whiz it was. So I'm going to move
I saw.
this.
This is going to be a regional joke. Millard North put on the whiz.
Yeah.
Really
I don't
interesting.
know how. I don't know how that was possible.
I did not
Yeah,
know
no,
if
Millard
that's
South put on a production of The Wiz too at one point.
Yeah.
Did you ease on down the road?
Other people did because I sure didn't get cast.
Anyway, so you follow this road out of Falejos, and it should take you right to Panshaw.
Awesome, awesome. Oh, hey guys, I know a really cool place around Falejos. If you guys want
No.
to,
That's a negative, Ghost Rider.
oh come on, it'll just be a little bit out of our way. We'll be in, out, no time.
Last time we were in and out, and that was a problem, Harvey.
I mean, it'll be like 5 minutes.
I don't
Come
think it will
on.
be. I don't think
wanna
it will be
round
5 minutes, Harvey.
2.
I mean, it'll be 5 minutes because as soon as you guys hit that point, you'll all go running, screaming into the night. And then Bus will probably pass out again.
How about if we're
Yeah.
feeling ballsy on the way back? Because we don't know what we're
Yeah.
hitting in Panshaw.
Okay.
Ah?
You know what,
Good
Harvey?
compromise, Harvey.
That's a compromise.
Aha!
So we're going with Harvey.
No, after. We're going to Panshaw first, and then we'll think about possibly going to the castle on our way back.
That's very non-committal.
I mean,
Kind of the
Kieran,
point.
Kieran, we have to be, if we got to be people of our word, we gotta,
I said we'd think about it.
We're all better.
He agreed it was a decent compromise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aha!
All right.
Definitely not gonna think about it.
I was not part of that conversation.
So are we stopping anywhere on the way?
Anywhere
Do
you
you
want,
need
my friend.
something?
Yeah.
Just making sure if we're making camp.
I mean, I
Well-
imagine we're going to have to make it.
Yeah, and I ain't going into Filet House. So.
Oh, right. Yeah, we probably
Yeah.
should go into Filet House.
A lot of
Uh-huh.
shit left when
I
we
would
went to
burn a
play.
town to the ground if I have to.
No.
Right, what happened in Filet House? I'm a horrible memory.
You died.
Well, we don't know
No,
that.
you don't. No, he didn't. He just
passed
ran
out.
away really
Harvey,
fast.
He passed out. There's a difference between being dead and being passed out. You wouldn't
You
know
shit
this, of
yourself
course.
too.
That was the place you looked in the doorway, and there were two giant skeletal
There were three
creatures
giant
with
skeletons.
three giant skeletons with crowns on their heads. They look like the ring wraiths, and then behind them was a skeletal dragon who roared
Yeah.
at you.
Yeah.
See, I don't remember the roaring.
You shit yourself.
Oh,
You
right.
You're still unconscious, Bus.
Yeah.
I woke up, shit myself, and ran. Fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Wouldn't be a worse night.
Stranger nights have happened.
I call that a Tuesday.
To you, it was the
It's
most
leap
important day
year
of your life.
again.
But to Escalabus, it was just another Tuesday.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good Monday morning. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Anybody need anything before we leave?
Not
I don't
the
think so.
Morov.
All right. So how are you going to do this? Are you going to use the Rizul Airlines, or are you going to travel it?
I mean, I wasn't
I
going to
figured
ask
we
you
would
to
travel.
do that, but that definitely would make it go faster.
I would only be able to make it to buy you.
Welcome
Good
to
point.
Necromancer
That's
Air.
still like a week on way.
Actually, it's Sorcerer Air.
Fair.
I mean,
okay.
I'm okay with traveling by foot. I don't.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a
sure.
trip we've made before, pretty much. just
Right.
little
It's a trip
farther.
you've made before. It's a boring trip. Takes you a really long time to go. And the only real difference is now you're in a place where you will not have to worry about food.
Right.
Because between the priest and the outdoor survival from your ranger, you don't have to worry about rations on this trip.
Well, and even if we did, I'm pretty sure we have more than enough combined between the lot of us.
Right. But I mean, the last session you had to worry about food.
Well, yeah, because we were
Yeah.
looking
Really?
at the mountain that we got.
Well, you
Bones
did, but
fasted and
Bones
went
took
to
care
bed.
of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It was a concern, but not for our priest.
Right.
I'm
Alright,
the
yeah,
food bringer, don't you know?
Let's hammer down.
All right.
Let's go.
Party
That-
time. Excellent.
Party time. Excellent.
Do you want to get anyone to watch over your brewing while we're gone?
No, it's fine.
All right.
Yeah, he brewed it up and stuck it in casks to age.
I was up for 6 hours doing this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
So
exhausting.
it certainly was.
All right, until Jack come in my room.
Yeah, you
All I
shouldn't
did
do
was
that.
ask if you were alright. I watched you teleport across the room.
It is possible. I am a sorcerer.
I wasn't judging you, dude. I walked out the hallway. You were at your brewing stand. All of a sudden, whoop! I'm like, whoa! What the hell
So
was
you guys
that?
are walking down the road, and from in front of you, you hear a scream.
Great.
Oh.
Great.
Except for it's not a it's more of a
Oh, Jesus. That
that feels
sounds
horribly out of
bad.
Some of he's getting the devil sucked out of him.
God damn it.
Oh my god.
You really think that's what I sound like? God damn, son.
Stop it.
So what
Oh
you're
my
what you're
God,
telling me is there's a
Jesus
priest and a choir boy up ahead.
Sir, if you're needing assistance, please say the word kumquat.
Kumquat. God.
Jesus fucking Christ.
God damn it, Harvey, you just killed our priest.
I think the priest killed himself, actually.
I think so too.
Oh, Jesus.
It is the tickle you bishop ahead.
Hey. Oh, no.
Oh,
That was
Jesus.
the phrase you said.
What?
The phrase you said that I called the animal fucking gift.
What? No.
What have you done?
Oh my
Lordy. Oh, Lordy.
I had to put that up on stream. Sorry.
No.
Oh, God damn.
I'm sorry. Hold on a second. One second. Opinion is expressed on this Twitch stream are not necessarily those of Twitch. It's
Oh my
affiliates.
god.
Twitch streaming cares.
All right, so you hear screaming. Ah!
And Frito Lay.
There won't be a lick.
Help, young boy.
Go. Okay, Bones, I'm not putting that one up on stream.
Yeah,
You
I would.
should. You're smart. You won't.
Jesus.
By the
Anyway.
time we're done with that town, there won't be a lick of cum anywhere.
Ew.
Good God. Oh yeah, no, say it out loud. That's
Oh
so
no,
much
it'll be
better.
everywhere. Is what.
Anyway, I'm gonna go up and check and see what's going on.
So you go a little bit off the road, and there's a clearing, and in the clearing is a basically it looks like a war horse, and it's running around at a canter in a circle, and behind it is a human male, probably about 17, 18 years old, being dragged around. His foot's caught in the stirrup. Ah!
Oh shit.
Ah,
Right,
no!
on the
Dunk,
joyrider.
dunk, dunk,
All right.
dunk.
Looks like you have some.
Does anyone have
trouble there, my
handle
friend.
animals?
Help me, help
I
me.
know how to train animals. Can I do that, Dave?
So you have the train animal skill. Roll it.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
you start to approach the horse, and it throws its head up in the air, and it starts to whinny, and you use your skill with animals to eventually calm it down and stop it from running around and dragging this poor schlub around.
Yeah.
He looks like he's pretty banged up. He looks like he's pretty hurt.
Oh no.
Right, we'll put him out of his misery.
Can I try first aid?
You
I
can
haven't
do
tried
all
it
the
yet.
first aid you want.
If I totally, absolutely fucking fail, will you guys help me with luck?
Sure.
If it's possible.
If you
If
kill
it's
him,
possible.
yes, we
That's
will.
it.
You want me to give it a
As long as
shot?
you don't fumble and stick your finger in the wound and wiggle it around and
Yeah.
go, does that hurt?
Tell him
I
to
want
roast
to
the
try
food
it.
on
I'm just
Go
a
ahead,
little
try it.
scared.
Right,
Use
so
it.
try it. Roll it.
So
This is an under
okay,
one,
do
not
that.
an additive one.
And then 25 for the skill percent, right?
Well, first off, you have to roll to make sure you were successful.
Oh.
And you
well,
are
you're
successful.
Hell
So you go, wow, he's been dragged by a horse. He looks like he's got multiple contusions. So roll your healing for your first aid.
Yeah, but it says first aid skill percent, and that's the 25, right?
25,
For my-
correct.
You did everything you needed to.
So he gets 9 hit points back, which is, so you rolled 1 6 and one of the other ones. So you heal him up, and he's like, oh, thank you. Thank you. And then he
Well,
walks,
everybody.
he stands up, you bandage his arms, and you put some salve on his bruises. He stands up and he walks over to the horse, and he grabs the bridle, and he starts wiggling his finger in the horse's face. Bad horse!
Going to
Hey,
put my hand on
hey.
him, and I'm going to be like, you might want to stop before it does it again. That's not how you handle this animal, sir.
What am I supposed to do?
Not
need
be
to-
a dick. Sorry.
Right, here's the deal. That horse could easily just backed up and ran you over with the cart.
Cart? There's no cart.
No.
Oh, I thought you said there was a cart. Forgive me.
You don't put
Did
this.
I say there was a cart?
I
No.
thought you said a cart. Sorry.
No,
Okay.
it's a war horse, right?
Just
You
calm
said he was
down.
carting the guy around behind him.
He's cantering.
Cantering.
Cantering. Yeah.
Yes.
So he was hopping around.
So if I can take a little bit, can I teach this guy some things that he needs to do instead of yelling at it?
So you show him a few pointers and he listens. It's going to take you out of your way about an hour and a half.
If the party's okay.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Sure.
All right. So you show him some pointers and you say, this, you do this, you do this. He gets up on the horse and the horse starts to, it doesn't buck, but it looks very uncomfortable. And since you rolled your animal training, you realize that this is indeed a war horse, and they don't like anybody other than their normal rider.
Okay.
So you realize that it doesn't have anything to do with training as much as the fact that this isn't the horse's owner.
Buddy, where'd you get this horse from?
It belongs to my father, and when he died, it became mine, but I can never ride him.
That's because you're not the rider of this horse.
But he's my horse.
No.
Who's
it's
your
dad's
father?
Horse.
Who's my father? He's a soldier from Balya.
Ah, that says everything. So this is a war horse.
Yes?
They don't like anyone but the one they were given.
So how am I going to ride this thing?
Sell it.
So you know that with a lot of time and training, he could get to
Sell it.
ride it or he could sell it.
If you don't know how to handle animals very well, my friend, your best bet is selling it or taking it to someone that can handle it for you.
Training.
And let them tell you to sell it.
Yeah, just trying to help you out, dude, because you are going to be in a ride of your life if you keep doing this.
Yeah. If it wasn't for you guys, I don't know what would I have done. I've been there for a while.
You'd have been unconscious, you would have bled out, and you would have died.
Jesus, Buzz.
Hey,
Sorry, he asked a
very
question.
blunt.
I mean, it might have just it might have kept going until all the skin came off.
Oh,
it could've
okay.
fucking-
All right. Let's not
It
freak
could've
the pork
degloved
it out.
you.
Oh my god.
So let me see if I can find horse names.
Girls.
Just it's fucking Spirit, whatever.
Or
Spirit it
Or-
is.
you could go downtown, put on a show, might be illegal in some parts, earn a little bit of money.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you're a supple young child. I'm sure this would work.
Stop it.
Oh my god.
All right, so his name is Wildfire. That's great.
Oh, perfect. That'll look great on the banner.
Right.
Shame.
So he thanks you and he grabs the bridle of the horse and he starts to walk back towards Balya,
Okay.
which
Okay,
is
bye.
kind of coincidentally the same direction you guys are going for the next couple of days.
Oh, it's that awkwardness.
So he's walking in front of you and you guys are actually walking behind him. What is the lowest speed in the party?
Probably,
Oh god. I don't
think
know.
probably
it's
me.
I think
It's
us.
not Razul.
45.
Yeah.
45?
Yeah, it's
So
you.
that's human average. So you are moving at the same speed as the kid.
Hey, we're going somewhere else, but we're going this way. So just so you know, you're welcome. And
You ever
we're
thought
back
about putting
here. So.
Diaper on that horse and just not letting poop everywhere.
I mean, as long as
Can
we're
you-
not directly behind
hold on
it,
a
we should be
second.
fine. Like,
Like
You
I'm not
don't-
offering.
You don't
I'm
do
not a-
that.
I'm not offering suggestions. I'm just taking a poll.
Like he knows about horses. He doesn't have the riding skill and he's just not good with the animal. So the next few days you guys are kind of walking side by side.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk to him. It's not like we're, total dickheads.
I already said goodbye to him. I'm not.
All right.
Yeah, it's like you meet an old friend in aisle 1, and then you run into him in aisle 2, aisle 3, aisle 5. And then you see them at the pharmacy picking out condoms, and you don't want to point it out, but he's married, and it just gets weird.
And his name was?
Let's see, Dutch names. Remco Sleister.
Sure.
What the fuck did you just say?
Sleister.
I think I bought a Remco Schleister.
Gesundheit. Can you spell that shit out for me?
Yeah,
please?
Remco. REMKO. Sleister. SLEYSTER. So that's the kid's name. Of the Balya Sleisters.
I actually want to know the name of the friend you saw in aisle 1.
Oh, I was just making shit up, dude. It isn't real.
Okay, so it wasn't a specific person?
No.
Or a number of people?
And by the way, Eric, remind me to talk to you after the game. I have a question for you. Actually, it'll be for everybody after the game.
Sure.
Except Harvey, because Harvey will be leaving.
Yep.
I actually have something to talk to you about too, Eric.
Oh
shit.
Sure.
Dave knows what I'm talking about.
I do?
Yeah, we talked about it earlier with the glaive.
Oh, I do. Yeah, so I have two things to talk to you about now.
Okay.
Mine's real life.
Sure.
Dealing with Ironwood.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So anyway, so you continue on. You talk to the kid. His dad was part of a contingent that went down and were attacked by orcs in the south.
Oh, what we handled?
Yeah, you took care of it peacefully. But he was part of the guard that went down and got fucking ambushed.
If peaceful means killing half the tribe left, I mean.
Well,
I mean,
that was interesting. It was as peaceful as you could possibly have done it.
True.
Sort of. It was weird.
It was not our finest moment.
It was not your worst moment.
I mean, no, it definitely was not our worst moment. Our worst moment was a weird dream that we didn't talk about.
It was a weird dream where you had a bar fight. It was a fever dream. You all woke up and went, wow, did that really happen? No.
No, I wanted it to
Why
happen.
the fuck would we do
Fine.
Cast a spell on me. Trying to hurt me.
My friend, I mean, I'm not going to say I wouldn't do it again.
All right, so a couple days later, the kid leaves you. Now you get into a more wild area because you're past the well-trodden area between Balya and Coventry. So now you have a greater chance of having just a random encounter. And about 4 days into it, I need your watch order.
Oh, boy.
I'm casting Alarm on a stick.
Fair enough.
Okay, so are you doing it to where you're casting it around the campsite every night?
Yes.
Okay, so I already thought that was your SOP, where you were casting alarm every night around the camp.
Okay. All right, we're good then.
Okay. So basically what happens at the end of every day, Jack does his food.
Okay.
Kieran has been foraging pretty much all day for nuts and berries and edible stuff. You've been hunting, so if you see any game, you'll shoot at it, that kind of thing. And then at night, before you guys go to sleep, Razul is doing the alarm that encompasses the entire camp.
Okay, cool.
Sure.
That was what you guys established as your SOP.
Okay.
All right.
All
That's
right.
right.
So then you don't have to cook because you've got all that stuff there. You still go over your weapons. You go over your weapons and armor every day to make sure everything's cool. Now, I will tell you that depending on how early the attack is, you guys will have used those spell points.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
All right.
So what's your watch order?
I see.
Bus will take a. Sorry, go ahead.
What's
Go
our
ahead, Ben.
usual? What's our usual bet? I think I usually take the last watch. Or...
Yes, it was Bus, Harvey, and Kieran all taking watch, and you were leaving Jack and Razul completely out of the watch order.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just kind of did whatever. Whoever spoke up first would just take the first watch. It didn't really matter.
Okay. Well, in this case, who's first watch, who's second watch, who's third watch?
I'll take first.
I'll take second.
I'll take third.
All right, so first watch was Sam, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so Sam, you get to roll an awareness check.
Oh shit.
I'd throw a luck in if I could.
Okay, so before Bus goes to bed at night, he says, "All right, be sure you listen for this, because we're in the general area where you might hear something like this." And you're like, "Got it!" So you just happen to be listening for this specific thing. And so you hear said thing, and it is a loud buzzing noise. It sounds like a really, it actually doesn't sound very much away from the fairies. But you realize it sounds a little bit bigger than the fairies.
Okay.
So a buzzing noise, and you look around, and you do not have night vision. But let me see how clear it is tonight. How clear is... Wow! So it's a full moon. There is not a cloud in the sky, and even without night vision, you can see 92 feet.
92 feet. Okay,
Yeah, have you ever
cool.
been outside at night when there's a full
can
moon
see
and
a
it's almost
lot.
like it's day?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like that. It's very bright out. It's
Okay, so what do I see within those 92 feet?
all right. So you look up, and occasionally above the campsite, you see some things flying around. Now, they look to be about the size of a small house cat.
Okay.
Sorry. Eric's making noise because Eric thinks he knows what this is.
But doesn't.
Bus has no clue.
Well. Huh, who do I wake up first?
So I need you to roll a D100, and I'm going to roll a D100, and we'll see if they move or if you move first.
Wake up the guy with monster lore!
Okay, so before
yeah,
you can
I
do
was playing it
anything, so you go, there's something flying around, and just as that happens, they come shooting out of the sky, and there are D4 of them.
Nice.
There are 3 of them. Now comes the fun part. How much luck do you guys all have?
I only have
I have 4.
I have 5.
I have 3.
I have 1.
You have 1. So Bones, you have
4.
4. Kieran has 1. Wada has
4.
4. Harvey has 5. Bus has
3.
3. Awesome.
Wait, is that total luck or luck we have in the game right now?
Luck remaining.
Okay, cool. Then I was right.
Wow. Okay. First one's going after Wada. Second one's going after Wada.
Oh, shit.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
And the third one is going after Bus. So the person with the greatest chance of getting hit was Kieran, and they ignored her completely.
She was awake. It makes sense.
It does. Okay, so these things come shooting out of the sky, and they're going to get a free attack. 2 of them are going to attack Razul, and one of them is going to attack Bus.
Oh my god.
And all they got to do is just not fumble. So I'm going to go roll 3 D100s. This is not adding them together and just seeing what they are. So none of them missed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Especially with what these are, they might not have wanted to be next to Razul.
So what do you think they are?
Sturges.
They are! What a coincidence. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the two of them that are going to attack Razul.
What are they?
He'll tell you. You'll figure it out with your monster lore.
You'll know as soon as you wake up. Da-da-da-da.
Slice your throat, you never wake up.
Wake up, like right now.
They don't slice your throat. You're fine with that.
They don't.
And the only reason I know is because we fought one of these in the other campaign. So.
Right.
Okay.
So, Razul, you wake up, and Bus, you wake up. Because you feel something just shoot into your body. Now, these critical strikes that I'm rolling aren't going to be the critical strikes. I'm just going for location.
Sure.
So, Bus... Oh, god dang it. Melee fumble. I thought I had location as a separate thing. It doesn't. So I'll do D8 then. So it gets you in the arm.
Okay. That's manageable.
And Razul, you get one in the head and one in your leg. So one of them lands on your noggin.
Oh man, they didn't go for the double tap?
Nope. So you feel something puncture your skull and you feel something puncture your leg. And you both wake up with an involuntary scream. And everybody is awake, and now it is... Let me go to initiative time. I'm going to take you over here. And I don't think I have a Sturge.
No, probably not.
Oh my god. 1.
They have them?
2, 3.
Are those actually Sturges?
Those are actually Sturges. So let me do...
Oh my god.
Right?
That's amazing.
Dave was good. So I'm going to pull your campfire out. It's going to be right here.
If you need a visual, they're essentially mosquitoes that are the size of a small house cat.
Yes.
Oh, there's always time for lubricant.
Exactly. So 2 of them land over here by Razul, and one of them lands over here by Bus. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move these fucking things off to the side so that I can get you their initiative. So initiative it, people.
Of course.
Oh, shit.
Was that a D12 roll? Of course it was. Or a D20 roll? Yeah.
Yeah, 6. Oh, shit.
There's 3 of us on a 6.
Yeah.
Oh no.
The
Yeah.
unholy trinity.
Alright.
Oh boy.
Booga booga booga.
Gotcha.
Oh.
All right. So Kieran on an 18, you see these things come jetting out of the sky and just swarm Razul, and one of them lands on Bus.
And
you see them take their long proboscis and shove it into their bodies.
Oh god, I'm shooting the one on Razul's head. Like.
Okay, so let me do Sturge,
Razul.
D&D, and let me get an image. So they look... I don't know if you can see it on stream, but they look like this.
Waiting for it.
Leather
Ew.
batwing things with a long proboscis.
Oh boy.
And they have little hooks on their claws, and they've hooked into their victims.
Oh my god, really?
And on their next move, they're going to start to suck blood.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, sounds like
Oh, no.
So Kieran, on an 18, you go, ah! And you try and shoot the one off Razul's head.
Yep.
Just William Tell that bitch.
William Tell that bitch. So you roll a 96, would do 29 points of damage, which is holy fuck damage for these things.
Right.
And so you skewer it right through its body.
It's just, but
I can't say anything else other than that. Because they don't have a defense right now. So, Jack, you hear what's that?
Did they detach?
No.
Okay.
And that's why they don't have a defense, because they're just kind of sitting there sucking blood out. So, Jack, you wake up and you look over. So, roll a d6, and if you roll 1, 2, 3, you look at Razul, and the other time you're going to look over at Bus. 1. So you look over at Razul and you see there's one with an arrow stuck through it. You see the other one on his leg. And you can roll your monster lore to find out what these are.
yep. There it is. Roll. No, I have no idea.
So they're sturges, but you don't know anything about sturges. You've heard of these flying things the size of a house cat. They're called sturges, but you don't know anything about it.
Yep.
All right, so what you got to do?
I'm assuming I'm trying to find my weapon because we're gonna have to do something about these things.
All right, so you get up and you take your weapon out as you do so. So you are now standing with weapon in hand. Kieran on an 8.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Zach, are you up there with her? All right. While you figure out what you're going to do, I'm going to make sure that Zach is playing with her and she's not getting into shit again. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Bus, nobody's paying attention to you, so I'm gonna try and shoot the fucker off your arm.
Fair.
Okay. That didn't take long.
Resolute assessment.
Well, since he's doing that, I'm gonna.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Earlier today, Poppy decided she wanted to make her own fun. So she chewed a whole bunch of shit up.
That's what puppies do.
Including, but not limited to, my wife's $100 hairdryer.
Oh no!
It's a roller, like a brush and roller and hairdryer all in one, professional style, that she got for Christmas from her sister.
Wow! Wow!
And the dog chewed the cord all the way up to the hairdryer. Gone. The dog also chewed up my Fitbit, my Versa 3, my $250 Versa 3.
Woo.
And an entire box of Kleenex all over the living room. And it sounded like Zach was playing with her. But no, she was making her own fun.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
It was the least upsetting of all that.
Yeah, the Kleenex was the least upsetting. But that's okay. My Fitbit's scratched up, but I ordered new bands for it.
Good.
But it's going to be okay. But I also ordered my wife a new hairdryer.
Oh, you're not just going to fix the cord?
Can't. There is no cord to splice. She chewed it all the way up to the base.
Dave, you can buy replacement appliance cords like this.
Okay, and you splice it into the thing, right?
You basically wear it right into the end of it. You just take the hairdryer apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we would have to do. But I just got her a new one instead. So anyway, you know what? That was number 1, so I got to take. So that was this one. Good. So I got to take him off the board, which means he doesn't get to go before everybody else. So Kieran on an 8.
I'm shooting the one on Bus's arm.
Okay, so you shoot the other one on Bus. You go twang. So 67 is gonna. Jesus fucking Christ!
Yeah, that thing's dead. It's dead.
Death match. Jeez.
Wow, you were 1 away from max damage. So this one right here, which is this one. This one right here goes kaplooey. Yeah, things that are stationary are not good when Kieran's around.
No, and I'm not even a druid yet.
No. So, Bus, you feel a sharp pain in your arm, and you wake up and you look and you face this thing, and there's this cat-sized giant leather bat-winged thing just getting ready to suck your blood, and an arrow goes through its neck, and it falls off of you.
Okay.
And you
That was
go,
the thing I wanted to make sure is if it fell off. All right.
yeah, it's not going to start gushing blood out. You're not going to lose blood through it like a needle.
Sure.
So it's you on a 6.
I guess if I'm standing, I will pull out my scimitar.
So you stand up and pull your scimitar at the same time. Because you weren't standing before, you were laying down.
Sure, I wasn't sure. So, okay. So, I pull out my scimitar and stand up.
Okay, so you roll to your feet, scimitar in hand. Razul, what are you going to do? You still have one of these fucking things on your leg.
What are we talking about? I'm gonna go. Ah!
Fair.
And I'm gonna stand up. I mean, I could cast a spell, but would I?
Mini vampires, yes. So
Yep.
you stand up the things. The thing is like attached to your leg with claws, and it's got its proboscis in your leg. You've also got a trickle of blood going down your head where the other one broke skin.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Oh, it's better than him staying on it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, Dave. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what ability I can do other than a touch ability.
Well, you've got touch spells. It's touching.
I'm gonna do.
Just
the
don't
same
use
thing.
anything that could mess with you.
I'm just gonna do something that it wants to cause me, and I'll cause it. It's early in the night, so I can just max damage this bitch. But it didn't max damage.
So you cast pain on this thing.
Oh my god.
Wow. Okay. Racked with intense pain. Okay, so I get a saving throw.
It has to roll an MES roll or drop anything it's holding.
Yeah, it's got to make a magic
Holding
save
me.
first,
Wow! Okay, so you cast pain at this thing and it looks at you and grins.
though. Ah.
That's a hell of a saving throw.
Yeah.
Right there.
Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. You're good. I
Is
get
it the
you.
opposite? That would have been
No.
hilarious.
It's the opposite if it was the other end. It's good.
Yeah.
Right.
It just looks at me. Okay.
It just looks at you.
I like you.
Wow.
Too stupid. Man.
Yeah, it's too stupid to feel pain. Although the other two sure felt a lot. Harvey on a 6. Everybody's jumping to their feet, and you see that there's still something attached to Razul's leg, and he's looking at it and going, ah! And he mutters something. He says something. Actually, he shouts his spell. You don't know what it is, but the thing just kind of looks up at him and winks. Doesn't really do anything to the thing.
Okay. Up around the fire and I smack it.
Okay. Are you... So the fire is mostly embers at this point, so you run through the fire pit, and you go to smack the thing with your axe, or you got an axe?
No, I'm just going to hit it with my plated gloves.
Okay, so can you sleep in your plated gloves? I believe you can. So you punch it.
Oh, I cannot.
So you don't have plated gloves.
All right, then I hit it with my battle axe.
So you hit it with your battle axe. So do your damage, because this thing, it's a really, really low danger encounter, dudes. Yeah. So you feel this thing rip out of your skin. It doesn't do any extra damage. But yeah, really low damage, and it kills it.
Oh, well, that was a really fast encounter.
Yeah, well,
When you take 2 of them out in one round.
okay,
I know.
so here's the deal. Monsters have levels, basically,
Yeah.
right? And so they're challenge levels. And a challenge 1 monster means it should do good against a group of level 1 adventurers. All right, that kind of thing.
Right.
So you guys should be going up against, since Ironwood is a little bit more powerful, you should be going up against things that are 7 or 8, things like that, right? These are challenge level 1/8.
So 8 of them equals 1 level 1, basically.
Yes.
Huh. Okay.
So these things are
they're swarmy if you let them be.
they're very, very swarmy. Had I thrown in as many as I possibly could, they just started draining you of blood.
Yeah.
But they only have 1 attack a round, and that attack drains your hit points in blood loss.
Right.
Sense.
Which means first aid does nothing against their stuff.
Right.
Yep.
I have to use stop bleeding.
Because it takes your max out too.
Yes.
Right.
So there you go, you guys. And Bus looks over at Kieran and goes, "Told you there are sturges around here."
Good thing I was listening for the sound you told me about.
Right. I didn't want
Not that
to,
it did much good.
I didn't want to explain, mosquitoes the size of house cats. So I just watch out for the buzz.
Harvey tosses his axe
Understood.
down, falls back onto his sleeping bag, and is asleep pretty much before he hits the pillow.
Gotcha. So then you continue
Alrighty.
on. And we're going to go here. And this happens in the middle of the day, but it's also 5 to 8. And we
Okay.
usually stop at 8 for Harvey.
Oh, right. I was like,
So
Right.
even though we started late, we are going to be done for the night.
Ooh,
Just
leave
know
it-
that you're starting next week. Next week, you're going to be starting with a random encounter.
Oh. Come on, you got to leave us on cliffhanger. What do we hear?
What do you hear?
hear?
You hear the sound of roaring.
Ooh.
Da, da,
That's one
da,
hell of a
da. Exactly. So it was a fun session. It was kind of a truncated session tonight, but it was a fun session tonight. We had some laughs.
Oh yeah.
We made fun of some priests, so that's a win in my book. Excuse me, in my book. Sorry.
Mazel tov.
And we will see you all next Thursday for Ironwood time. So, Owls, thank you for stopping by.
Rock time.
Anybody that's watching, have a great night, and we will see you next week. Buh and bye.